everybody, how you guys doing? It's Yvonne here, and I'd like to share with you today how I made this slimline diagonal card, and I made it nautical style, and I think you guys would enjoy doing this. It's simple but fast and looks quite elegant, I must say. So let's get started. For those of you who are new to my channel, I welcome you, and for those of you who are returning, I thank you for being part of my group. I am a newbie at this, and if you like what you see, I would love it if you would subscribe or leave a comment and check if you liked it or not. I would much appreciate it. What you need for this project, let's get going here, is you're going to need a cutting board, scoreboard. You can use one of, I have a Stampin' Up! That does both, but if you don't have it, any cutter will do, and a scoreboard, or you can use your scoreboard also, your cutting board also as your scoreboard by using a bone folder. Another thing you're going to need is a set of dies. It doesn't matter what dies to make your label, and I just chose this one. And you're going to need an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. You are going to need either 8.5 by 11 or, in this case, 12 by 12. And for the base card, you are going to need a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. This is what you're going to need. And once you got it, you're going to need to cut this down to 10.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to cut this at 10.5 by 8.5. Try not to stick my big head in there, but being visually impaired, I tend to stick my head a little bit inside for me to be able to see. Anyway, let's keep going here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 3.5. So at 3.5, here I have it down to 3.5 on the bottom here, like so. And I'm going to, I love the Stampin' Up! Because you can use it without having to have too much equipment on your table. At 3.5, you score it. Now you can either go to 7-inch or flip it over and go 3.5 again. Because 3.5 are 10.5. And you should, if everything lines up, you should be able to fold this, and you'll have an even card, like this. So once you have this, then you're going to take your cutter again, and you're going to leave the point here to the fold there. So you're going to have a point right here, right there, and where the fold is, the point's going to be right here. And then you're going to slice it like that. Now be careful when you do the next one that you are going to slice on the right side, and you don't end up having a card that looks like this. You have to do it opposite. So that's my mistake on that one. So what I do with this, I just fold it over. I know that I need to push it this way from the corner to the corner here, to the corner here, and I slice it again, like so. And then you end up with two pieces that looks like this. I have cut it out prior to this video in order to make it go a little quicker. So now I have my card. The colors, it really doesn't matter. I just chose my random color here. So now I have a perfectly folded card, and it is now at 8.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And I have taken 2 pieces of cream cardstock. You don't need to do it. I didn't do it on this one. I just used directly the direct designer paper on this. But whatever you have, it's a good way to use up the rest of that paper pad that you've had. And that's exactly what I did here. I don't remember. I think it's from Decoration with a View. Cardstock that I had. I'm not 100% sure, but It rings a bell to me anyway. And then you're going to line this up like this. Just cut it on top. And in order to cut these, what you could do is to measure it. I'm going to show you a little trick to measure it. Let's take this off. Oh, maybe I won't take it off because it's going to rip. But in order to measure it, take your full card. Your full card, this goes for any projects really. If your card is 8.5 inches by 3.5, and I want 1/4 inch all the way around, I'm just going to cut a piece at 8.25 by 3.25. And when I split it in the center, from end to end, like I did the base here, it should match up pretty good, I would have to say. If not, your measurements are probably not 100%. There you go, like that. And then I'm going to take my designer paper, which I took another 1/4 inch off when I measured it, and I ended up adding it to the top, like this, and another piece. It's really simple to do. It's just a matter of cutting your squares and cutting them in the middle. Make sure that if you have a pattern on your designer paper that you definitely line it up properly. And then what I did with this one here, for some reason I cut it a little crooked, but you get the gist of it because this one here came out perfect. And it's just the way I lined it up. Then I'm going to take my nautical piece, oops, and I am going to add it to one side. And I think I may have added too much adhesive here. So I'm just going to push that off. I use my finger. If you have, I do have the eraser for the thing, but there you go. That works. And then I added a top piece, which is the next step down to the die that I have. And here you have it. You have a card that looks exactly like this one, except I just messed up a little bit that corner, but that's okay. I still wouldn't hesitate to send it. I might add some rhinestones or something there to kind of dress it up. But you get the gist of it. It's not hard. It's just me doing it off camera first, and this is how it goes. And in the inside, what I did, I just took the remainder of the paper and I added a strip inside here. You could add another piece of cardstock, plain cardstock, to put your message inside. So this is how quick this card is to do. It's a diagonal card, gate card, I guess, if you want to call it, and you can use it with no matter what theme you have home. It's a good way to use up your cardstock. It's simple. It's, you know, it's easy to make, and I hope you like it. And I hope you give it a try, because giving it a try is all about discovering some new things, and new things are fun with creators. So this is Yvonne, and I'm going to sign off for now, but have yourself a wonderful day, and most importantly, be happy.